firstly, a warm welcome to everyone. For all our new partners, majority of you on this call already know about Brightpearl, but the agenda and the purpose of today is really to educate and get you really excited about how fast this partner community is growing, and also the tremendous opportunities available to you and your customers to accelerate your growth in 2013 and beyond. So let me kick things off, and I'll talk a little bit about what we're looking to do on the call, but also more about Brightpearl as well. So what I'm going to So what I'm going to cover on the on this is let me just go back to the agenda. I'm going to cover who we are, the opportunity available to you as a partner, what it actually means to you. I'm then going to hand over to my colleague Ty Osnat, who's going to give us an understanding for typical customers that come to us, and a little demonstration of some of the feature set of Brightpearl and why people are coming to us in their droves. And then I'm going to talk to you about next steps in terms of what's required, what we're going to do to support you, and how we're going to help you moving forward. So just to talk a little bit about Brightpearl, we've been working tirelessly in the background to develop what we think is a world-class application that people around the world, as I said, are proactive using each and every day at the heart of their businesses. So our mission as the partner team is to make you more money and quickly. I don't want to talk about us, I don't want to talk about Brightpearl, I don't want to talk about what we've done. I will cover that in a little bit of depth, but it's about you as the partner and how you can help us and enable us to get to that next level. So 2013-3, to summarise, it's a breakthrough year for us, but we can't do that without you. We're not going to be able to accelerate our growth without your help. So as I said, I've talked through these slides where we're going to be covering, and the first slide that I'm talking about here now is an infogram that we've put together to describe exactly what Brightpearl does. So Brightpearl is cloud software that integrates orders, inventory, and customer data across multiple sales channels. So you can see some of the sales channels that I'm referring to at the top there are some of the leading marketplaces like eBay and Amazon, and some of the leading e-commerce platforms like Magento and Shopify, and then more traditional point of sale and wholesale arms through your bricks and mortar store and wholesale distribution arms. So all of these flow seamlessly into Brightpearl. It doesn't just do that though. So what else does Brightpearl do? So I talked about that synchronization, but it's full seamless inventory synchronization. So between the channels that I talked about, we can ensure your customer's manage is available to sell at any point online. So when you connect that with the purchase order system that's all in Brightpearl as well, it presents your inventory online the minute it's booked in. Not only does Brightpearl do this, but it also gives you efficient order processing, so right through to fulfillment and shipping. So Brightpearl, as you can see, is one central hub for effectively processing orders regardless of the sales channel. So it comes through eBay, it comes through Amazon, it comes through one of the e-commerce platforms, all your traditional stores, all populates into Brightpearl seamlessly in real time. Orders can be allocated from your own warehouse or a third-party fulfillment, and we've got a fully integrated accounting system, so no more worrying about integrating into Sage or QuickBooks. Brightpearl is truly integrated, so this means cost of goods account is created in real time wherever a transaction takes place, and accuracy is always ensured. And the final point that this infographic covers is it really helps to organise your customer data. So massive amounts of buying and selling are going on for the end user, but the customer needs to remember, the retailer needs to understand that the customer is centric to all these operations. So what Brightpearl does, it presents a single view of your customer. Brightpearl can help you organise your customer data and effectively market them. So what you've got to think as a customer and a partner is think, acquire, retain, and then maximise profit. So I want to talk a little bit about Brightpearl and where we've gone. So I think it's really important to understand the journey and where we're going. So we were founded in 2008 from fairly humble beginnings. So we were founded by two guys, Chris Tanner and Andy Mulvenner, and they were frustrated quite quickly by the lack of systems with zero integration. What does this mean to you? What does it mean to your customers? I'll tell you what it means. It means that we completely understand retailers. So our core focus is on retailers. We absolutely identify and understand the challenges they face, and we feel that we're getting really, really close now to having a complete solution and this is going to mean for you as a partner more money and the ability to retain your customers for a longer period of time. To talk about customers, we've now got 1,200, well, it's more than this, but 1,246 paying customers, and this number's growing fast. So we acquire on average, to talk to that, average of 80 new customers each month. This equates to a lot of revenue that's flowing through Brightpearl. So you can see that £700 million of what we call gross merchant value has been processed through our Magento stores and Shopify UKM and BigCommerce, as well as our marketplaces like eBay and Amazon. And this also equates to a huge amount of customers which we've grown through working with each and every one of you. So thank you very much for coming along for the journey. So just to talk about that 700 million, that's over a 12-month period, so that's flowing through Brightpearl in a 12-month period. So demonstrating that we can really help drive revenue through to our customers. We've got 8,000 plus active users using the service, but we're not just backed by these guys are loving it day in, day out. We're backed by 2 VC investors, so they've already invested 14.5 million into the company. The reason why I want to make this really clear is they believe in us, our customers believe in us, and now we're reaching out to you as valued partners to also believe in us and come along with us on this journey. And the final stat is we've grown from 5 to 105 staff in the UK and the US in the past 2 years. So this shows how dedicated we're about growing the business, not just in Europe but also across the States as well. So next slide depicts, I'm running through this quickly, our core customers. So like you, our customers have gone through a great deal of change, but we get it. Talked about Chris Tanner and Andrew Mulvener's journey with Lush Longboards and where they've come from. From understanding how a retailer works, and what we've focused since 2008 is getting a clear message and understanding our target market. So who are our ideal customer? Our ideal customer is 2 to 50 employees, and they typically be selling on multiple channels. So quite often they have complexity around double selling, handling inventory, they have disjointed systems for managing accounts, and it causes real problems for these guys. So the one recurring theme is that they're all determined and focused on accelerating growth quickly, and we feel that we've got the perfect platform to do that. We're absolutely laser focused on helping retailers accelerate their business by helping them save wasted time on manual processes in the business, no more Excel, and driving revenue through new channels, as I said before, Amazon, eBay, Magento, Shopify, BigCommerce and UKM for integrations you've already built. So in terms of turnover, our customers typically turn over around 200k to 10 million, and Brightpearl's sweet spot is around 1 to 5 million, but we can help anyone. From ambitious startups to established businesses need to be more operationally stable to continue growing. And where does this come from? This all comes from one central hub, as I said before. Brightpearl sits right in the middle of and is centric to every customer, so all those processes I talked about before. So I just want to talk about summarising some of the, we talked about us, and I said we weren't going to do that. So we talked about the history, talked about, how Brightpearl works, what it does, and our core focus in terms of our customers. But what does it mean to you? How are you going to make money, and how are we going to help you? So what does Brightpearl do? So quite simply put, Brightpearl is going to help you as a partner increase your customer reach, increase your customer retention, and most importantly, increase your profitability. It also helps you to displace your competition. We're absolutely confident that we can make this a core part of your business, and trust you're equally excited as us that we can not only take this where we can take this now in 2013, but in years to come as well. In terms of functionality and feature set, we've really worked hard, as I said, tirelessly, I said before, in terms of allowing you to offer a complete portfolio of services. So whatever you're doing, if you're an accountant to recommend in Sage, or you're a web developer that integrates, sales Magento stores or SEO or PPC, this will be a complementary solution, even to guys that are selling ERP systems like Sage 200 or NetSuite. We've plenty of resellers that are on board already doing that for us. So if you're referring business or successfully implementing customers, this should open up more opportunities for you to generate more revenue. But like you, we want to give our customers choice. So we've not only got those world-class integrations I talked about. It doesn't matter if you've got somebody who's on a different type of platform, not one of the core ones that I talked about. We've got an open API, so we're platform agnostic. So you can connect a payroll system, whatever you want to devise. You can come up with your own integrations that will flow into Brightpearl. So next step is just to pass that across to my colleague Ty, and I'll let Ty talk you through what he's going to do in terms of his agenda and next steps. Thank you.
Hi everyone, thank you very much, Will. Just a little preface to going into the demonstration of the application. If anyone has any questions as we're talking through what we call commerce acceleration, or when we do step into the application itself, please do put them in the box or make a note of them and send them across at the end. We generally pick the top 2 or 3 questions which has been asked the most, and then we'll cover those off between myself and Will. So what I'll be taking you through today is a brief talk about commerce acceleration. If anyone has had a good look at the website or a sort of conversation with us before, this is definitely something that should be on your radar. If not, we'd encourage everyone to have a look at it. Broadly speaking, it's an educational series which ourselves and our partners put content into, which is really learning from our experiences and our customers' experiences as retailers. When we go into the application, we're going to focus on, I guess, the main elements which Will has spoken about, and also the main reasons that customers come to us or partners would be interested in working with our system to solve their customers' problems. And this tends to be around multi-channel selling, inventory management, both sales and purchases, order processing and shipping, customer management, analysis and reporting. And at the end, we'd also like to take a brief moment to show you one of our newest features, which is our eBay listing functionality. This has actually been brought out in line with a new partnership with eBay, which we've launched. And again, it'd be fantastic if you take some time to look at the landing page on the website and read about that partnership. So the slide you should be able to see now is the Commerce Acceleration 101 slide. I'll just enlarge that for you. So the Commerce Acceleration 101 slide is what we've learned from our conversations and our experiences with the retailers that we've worked with up to today. This journey ties in with what we call the 5 pillars of commerce acceleration. These are integration, automation, efficiency, insight, and profit. Number 1 would show you a business which, and again we try and make sure this is really clear, that this is not a portrayal of how successful a business is or how much it turns over, but really how mature it is in terms of its processes and the way that they're trading. So number 1 shows most businesses when they've potentially gone through a period of growth, but they're acting what we call operationally unstable. So they might have various sales channels, whether these are online channels or retail with trade or online with offline. And the first step of reaching stage 6, and we call stage 6 profitability, is being able to bring your channels together and become operationally stable. By bringing automation into the business through operational stability, you start to become more efficient. As you become more efficient, you can add new channels or grow your revenue through increased sales, but doing this while increasing your profit and trying to reduce all the administration time which would be building up before. So it's about growing efficiently. Growing efficiently is all well and good, but to do that effectively and again drive profitability, you need to be able to grow with good insight into the business. Now, one of Brightpearl's real key differentiators from other systems in the market, and something we'll talk about time and time again, is the benefit of having integrated financials. So it's not about looking at how many sales you're pushing through the business or how much revenue you're actually managing to create, but it's understanding where your business is performing best. By looking at cost of goods sold accounting, you can actually see not how many sales you're making, you can start to understand how much you as a business is making from these sales. No one in business wants to be a busy fool. And through the integrated financials, we can really start to explore where our customers are performing best, where might not be performing as efficiently for them, and really help them to trim the fat and hone their business to be a real profit machine. Also, a business is going to need the confidence to spend, whether it's investment in a new channel, whether it's investment in product development to make sure that they're ahead of the trend, or it might be as simple as a supplier going into liquidation and they have the opportunity to buy lots of stock at a low price. They need, whether it's a decision in 60 minutes, a decision in a day or 2 days, to be able to make these decisions confidently, spend and invest when it's wise, and also to be able to understand when it might not be wise for them to invest or spend. And the integrated financials with the rest of their business system really helps them spend with confidence, invest safely, and make sure they're making the best use of cash, which is the lifeblood for a business. So just to go through those 5 pillars again, which really step through this journey. That's integration, automation, efficiency, insight, and profit. And we're now going to step into the Brightpearl application itself. For those of you who haven't seen the app, we will have just a brief introduction of the interface and the main features. But what I'd much rather spend time on is actually talking about how a business might use the application and how Brightpearl can really work with retailers and wholesalers to fix the challenges that a lot of our customers have been facing. So what you can see now is Brightpearl's home dashboard. This is presentable for people logging into the business on their morning, and it can be customised for lots of different people in the business. To speak to that, Brightpearl is what we call a role-based system. So every member of staff might have different permissions. They'll have different aspects of the application which are relevant to them. And for those who don't know, Brightpearl is also a cloud-based system, which means it's browser agnostic. People use Brightpearl in a warehouse. People use Brightpearl in a retail shop as part of an EPOS system, and that could even be on an iPad, a traditional EPOS system, or on a laptop or a touchscreen device. So it really is flexible, and finding a really solid ERP system which can run on a Mac and Windows equally has actually been a big problem for a lot of our customers. Across the top we can see the fixed bar navigation, and the areas we're going to focus in on today are channels, customers, sales, purchases, accounts, and reporting. If we go back to the first element of commerce acceleration, we talk about integration, and this is something that Will's spoken about a lot. But the start of any business process is to bring sales into the business. So again, this could be trade, retail, telephone. It could be from any one of the number of e-commerce integrations my colleague's spoken about, or it could be through a physical shop. These sales are going to pour into the business and appear in your recent sales list. The benefit of being able to divide up channels like we see, for each of your channels you're able to actually see channel-specific information. So later we can see how you can see profit and loss, bestsellers, and recent sales, channel by channel. If we go across to our recent sales in the business, we can see how all of our channels are going to start creating information within Brightpearl. The information that we seek to synchronize across channels is orders, stock levels, customers, and accounts. So when orders come into the business, it's going to do a number of things. It's going to create an order, as you can see within our order screen, and it's also going to create a contact as well. A contact will stay as a permanent object within Brightpearl, so repeat business can be tracked, and you can really drive customer service. If we go across to our product list, we can also see how Brightpearl manages stock, and stock levels are synchronized across channels. So as new sales come into the system and created, this will remove those from what we term as an on-hand stock value and push that new figure up to each of the other relevant channels. So it might seem something quite simple, but one of the biggest problems a business will face when they come to us is they're trying to manage 3, 4, maybe even 5 or 6 different sales channels, and each time they make a sale they're having to log in to 3, 4, 5 separate back ends and adjust the stock accordingly. This either becomes very time industrious, or if they're not doing it regularly, it means they're selling stock that they don't actually have as it's committed to other sales. This then causes lots of time in processing refunds and also has a financial impact on the business in terms of revenue and customer service issues. So integrated stock control is something we speak about a lot with our customers. And the stock concepts that we have within Brightpearl are in stock, allocated, on hand, and on order. In stock is very simply the amount that the business owns. It's the amount that's represented as an asset on the balance sheet, and it's the amount you have in your warehouse. We do recognise that of the stock you have in your warehouse, some of that stock is going to be allocated. So you might have had orders come down all day, and we can see from my Billabong men's rash vest, I've had 80 sales come in, which have allocated. And that leaves me with an on-hand figure, which is the amount I have available to sell to my customers. That's the amount that will be pushed out to my channels. It's the amount that will be represented in my physical shop if I had one. The last figure you can see here is on order. So Brightpearl has an integrated purchase order management system, and by providing better insight into not only the stock that they have in the business, but also the stock that's coming into the business, customers can again just make the best of their cash, drive up customer service, and make sure that they're being as diligent as possible around buying the right amount of stock for their business. As the stock which is on order is received into inventory, that will automatically be added to your in-stock and your on-hand figures. So again, it sounds something very simple, but so many businesses talk of a 2 or 3 week delay sometimes in a box arriving in the warehouse, then receiving the purchase, but not actually being able to present the stock to sell to their customers. And this effectively is just burning a big hole in the pockets of the business, having lots of equity and cash tied up in stock that they can't sell. So integrating your purchases to your e-commerce channels or your retail store means that as soon as you receive a purchase in, your customers are going to be able to sell that stock and make the most of any capital they have tied up in stock and inventory. Going back to the sales screen, we're going to look at how Brightpearl can help automate processing of the sales once they're within the system, and then how information can be integrated as these orders are processed back out to customers. So we can see we have 3 orders at the top of my screen which are marked ready to process. I can see that all 3 of these are sales which have come from my website. I have an order reference number from the website as well, so if a customer rings up presenting their order reference number, I know that order is easy to find, and I can tell the customer whether stock has been allocated to their order, whether the order has been fulfilled, and that indicates it's been sent to my warehouse, or in fact whether the order has been shipped. If the order has been shipped and the customer is using one of our courier integrations, this would actually pull the tracking reference number in for the customer as well. So providing an absolutely seamless workflow for that product to go out the door. I can see very easily that that is a sale of pools, and everything in the system that we can actually see can be linked through. So I can click straight here from Paul's order into Paul's CRM record, and from there I can see previous orders, account balances, etc. What we're going to do now is show you how fulfillment works within Brightpearl. Fulfillment is the term we use for what most businesses would just term as your printing, your picking, your packing, and your shipping of orders. So making sure as a business is taking orders, they can process these effectively and spend as little time handling orders as possible. By driving efficiency, again, that 5th pillar we've spoken about, profit, is going to be increased. Everything I do today, I'll be doing in quite small quantities. But for a busy customer in a busy warehouse, please imagine that all these processes are actually being handled in batch. So you're not going to be selecting 1 or 2 orders, you're going to be selecting 20 or 30 orders. And it's as a business goes through this growth that processing 10 orders might be relatively easy and they can be profitable at that point. But when they're processing 30 or 40 orders, so many retailers are coming to us and saying that they just haven't got the time to do the things that they love. A retailer would want to do marketing, they want to make better buying decisions, they want to negotiate with their suppliers, and they're spending all their time packing boxes. So what we're trying to do through this automation is take away as much of that administration time and give our customers the power back to do what they're good at and what they got into the business for. So I'm going to take my 2 orders and fulfill them. In Brightpearl we have a concept called a goods out note, and this is the same as a packing note or a dispatch note, and this is what gets sent to the warehouse. These have now been generated on a goods out list, and we can see that they've been updated on this screen as fulfilled. Almost every screen you can see in Brightpearl can have various filters applied, and just to show what these look like, From this screen I can actually select sales based on stock allocation, based on fulfillment, based on shipment, based on the channel that I've acquired these through, or the warehouse that they're being fulfilled from. And please bear in mind, any screen that you see, you're actually able to drill down into quite specific information and make sure you're always returning the same results. So I'm actually going to link across to my goods outlet screen. This screen is what someone working in the warehouse is going to be using day by day. And we can see that each of these orders can have indicators to say whether they've been printed. And that's the printing of your dispatch note. That might be the information which goes in the box. That's always going to be branded correctly to the channel that the sales come from as well. And in Brightpearl we have a concept called channel branding. Channel branding means if I have 3 orders here, one from a website, one from eBay, one from Amazon, Brightpearl actually intuitively print the right information with different branding, different templates to make sure that the customers always get a consistent experience. This is specifically good for businesses that might want to run 1 or 2 brands through the same Brightpearl account. And again, something very small like that is something that so many retail customers have asked for, and by listening to our customers we're actually able to save them a huge amount of time with a very simple feature. Printing your dispatch notes, again, generally doing this on batch. And a dispatch note can either be set up with an integrated shipping label. So anyone that isn't using a courier would just want to print off your customer's address information off your dispatch note, stick it on the box, enter the rest of the information into the box, and that shipment would then go out. If you're not using integrated shipping labels, Brightpearl also integrates to couriers. The next stage is your picking stage, and Brightpearl will print a consolidated picking list. The vast majority of businesses we speak to, when they come to us, they'll generally be picking individual orders off of their dispatch notes. Picking order by order, again, can be fairly efficient on time if you're doing 10 or 15 orders. But if you're a business which is really looking to break through 50, 60 orders per day, you want to consolidate your picking list. If you're looking to go maybe up to 100, 200 orders per day, you're also going to want to optimize your picking routes. The way optimization of picking routes can be done within Brightpearl is using location management. So we haven't actually got locations set up, but generally this would denote an aisle, a shelf, a bay and a bin. So you could take 20 orders within Brightpearl, you could then print off a consolidated picking list of 20 orders, and your warehouse or your customer's warehouse operative can move around in the most efficient way to the packing bench. The last stage that we go through is the pack stage. Now we can see my Brightpearl account is going to open up a dialog box for me to enter a tracking reference number. But please bear in mind this is usually a step that's completely automated. So Brightpearl integrates with many carriers in the UK and also ShipStation and ShipWorks in the US. Bearing in mind you have one of these integrations active, at this stage all of the customer's delivery information is going to be passed seamlessly across to the courier. The courier will then generate a tracking reference number. That's fed back into Brightpearl. The tracking reference number can then be sent to the customer in an email from Brightpearl. This is a step that could also happen at your channel level. And then the order of Brightpearl will be updated to shipped. So you can see here there should be a completely seamless workflow with the customer coming online, placing an order, the order coming to Brightpearl, the stock being updated, the order being processed through the warehouse as efficiently as possible, and the courier being notified of the shipment, producing a tracking reference number and communicating that back to the customer. Throughout that process there should be no checking of various fail points such as website backends or courier software, and that should help again through driving automation and efficiency really boost the profitability of the business using Brightpearl. As you're making sales through Brightpearl and your customers are buying your stock, naturally you're going to want to replenish your stock. To do this, Brightpearl can provide you with a low inventory or a low stock report.
The low inventory report look at what we call your minimum stock quantity and your minimum reorder quantity. Your minimum stock quantity is the amount that the business decides is needed to have enough stock available at any time and be able to fulfill orders, whether that's a week's worth of orders, a month's worth of orders, depending on how quickly the product shifts. Your minimum reorder quantity might be a pack size from the supplier. So intuitively, any product where your on-hand quantity falls below your minimum stock quantity will flag on this report. You'd then filter by your supplier that you want to raise a purchase order from and generate a purchase order. This automates the raising of a purchase order, which can then easily be emailed off. The report doesn't stop there though. The report will also take into account any open sales which are yet to be allocated, any overage, and the number of items on an existing purchase order. So as opposed to just working solely from a minimum stock level and a minimum reorder quantity, it's going to use all the information that you're putting in the system to make sure that as a business owner you're able to order the correct amount of stock and really make use of the cash that you have available. Brightpearl is also a full contact management system. A customer within Brightpearl, as discussed before, once created will exist as an object which can have sales and orders added to it over time. And this is really beneficial for two reasons. The first, quite simply, is really good customer service. I might have a customer ring up, I can go into their customer record, and very quickly I can go across their timeline. Their timeline will show me all the information that I as a business have generated on this customer. This could be a Magento purchase, an eBay purchase, a purchase through my shop, which are all coming into the same record. This could also be customer inquiries or even customer dissatisfaction that I'm recording. But I want to know that if I'm dealing with a member of staff and so I'm dealing with a customer, I go off sick for a week and my colleague's in, he should be able to know all the correspondence that's happened with that customer, exactly where that customer is in my business and be able to pick up where I left off. So that's really just boosting the customer experience. The other real benefit of building that customer history and populating data against it is for marketing. Again, this is something Will alluded to earlier, but within Brightpearl you can segment your customer base. So you can find very quickly what customers you want to target with marketing, whether that's inviting them to an event, a newsletter, or even a sale that you might be running that they're interested in. So we stepped through most of what we'd covered, or most of what we'd laid out on the agenda. The last part that we really want to talk about is the analysis of your business through the integrated financials and the reporting. So when we spoke about wanting to give retailers back time to do what they love, we also want to give the information for them to do that well. So through integration, automation, and efficiency, all the businesses that we're dealing with are experiencing really strong time savings around the administration of their business, and it's freeing up time for them to go back to their supplier and negotiate a different rate, look at their competitors and understand if they can be more competitive on price, winning more sales from others in the industry. But they can only do this through having really up-to-date and detailed information on how their business is performing, how their products are performing. The reports within Brightpearl can be powered from two different areas. You can have reports from the accounting side, and you can see here a general ledger or an income statement as it's referred to in the US, a profit and loss, a balance sheet, and a trial balance. So these are accounting, and Brightpearl supports full cost of goods sold accounting. So again, we're not only looking at revenue, we're looking at the revenue made minus the cost of the product or business, and also incorporates any direct or indirect expenses. So you're seeing a real bottom line. The other area of the reporting is the sales reporting, and this is generated from the sales area of the business. Your sales reports can be arranged by the brand that you're selling, the place that you're selling, who you're selling to, how you've acquired that customer, or the product or product type that you're selling. Brightpearl also contains a margin report, so you can see across your whole product base which you're selling for the highest margin and really concentrate your purchasing around those. The reports we're going to look at today are what reports our customers say they use the most. So this is sales analysis by channel, sales analysis by product, sales analysis by customer, income statement, and a balance sheet. So the sales analysis by channel is actually a really crude report. It's not showing us a huge amount of information, but this is a report that all of our customers will use on a daily basis. They want to come into the system and understand of all their channels, and we can see 6 channels displayed here, which is performing best, how much have they spent on the products that they're sold through those channels, and then how much revenue, both net and gross, have they gained. So at a glance, a business can see the amount of revenue they've made, the cost of the business of making that revenue in terms of purchasing, and which channels are performing best. Again, we spoke about filters, so I could go slightly deeper into this report. I want to see which product type is performing best across my different channels, which category of product is performing best across different channels. These same filters can be used on the sales analysis by product, and this report can be used as a bestseller or worst seller report, and again shows all of your products you sell as a business, which are selling best, which are you spending most on to sell, and which are making you the most revenue. The sales analysis by customer is where most of our customers will drive their marketing. So a very simple example of how they might use this. I want to show me all of my customers in the business that have purchased through my eBay shop or my Magento shop and that have purchased a certain product. So I might be bringing a new season of Billabong into stock, and I just want to see everyone on my website who's bought a Billabong product before, and these are going to have my newsletter. Marketing works, but targeted marketing is much more effective. A customer of your business should never feel like they're being generically marketed to. They want to feel part of a culture or a lifestyle, and by really understanding your customers and what they're interested in, it's much easier to get buy into that marketing, generating those repeat purchases. Moving on to the accounting side of things is really how a business can start to see how much money they have to spend, where they should be spending their money, and where maybe they should peel back from investments. So I can see here my profit and loss for my business over 4 months. By using my filter, I can actually change these periods, or I can make it specific dates. This is broken down into my revenue from selling my products and also from shipping income. I'm going to then deduct the amount I'm spending and all expenses, which is generating me a net profit right at the bottom of my profit and loss. The vast majority of businesses that I speak to and that we speak to as a company, this information they potentially get retrospectively at the end of each month, but it's more likely they're only going to be privy to this information at the end of each quarter when their accountant sends back data. Being able to see this populated day by day as sales invoices and purchase invoices are landing in the system allows a business owner to make much better decisions when spending money or making investments. My profit and loss can also then be filtered by my channel. So if I'm wanting to invest in Magento, I can see if that's going to be a worthwhile investment for me. So with regards to showing you the main aspects of the system, being integrated orders, customers, stock and inventory, and accounts, I hope that's managed to give everyone, if not a deep insight, a taster into how the application works and really where that delivers value to clients. What I'd like to show you now is our eBay listing tool. The reason for developing this tool, we've actually worked very, very closely with eBay around its creation. We want our customers to be able to sell more products. That's what makes us successful as a business. It's what makes our customers successful. eBay listing is one of the things that our customers are saying takes a very long time. It's not an easy process, and it's a process that no real tools that are integrated into a system like ours exist for. No traditional ERP systems or full back office systems offer the level of e-commerce integration that we do. So what we're going to do is take 3 of our products, and we're going to create these 3 variants into a single multi-variation listing on eBay. Each time you're looking to add products to your eBay channel, you would do this into listing profiles and shipping profiles. Your listing profile generally ties very closely with the category, i.e., most businesses we deal with would have products in 2 or 3 categories. And this means that they would list all of their products in 2 or 3 batches. So I'm going to list my products into my backpacks. And my shipping profile can have various shipping options. So this might offer a next day, an economy, and a tracked delivery service. Pressing continue will create within Brightpearl 3 draft listings for my product. These draft listings should then produce me an estimated publishing cost. And if I open my variants, I'll see each of the variants available. I can also preview my listings at this point to make sure that everything's correct, and very quickly publish my listings to eBay. So again, this is something I've done with just 3 products, but this is something that could be done effectively for a business's whole category range. So every backpack this business sells. If a business sells backpacks, shorts and shoes, then in 3 batches they can list all of their products on eBay and really start to drive that revenue. And just to show how seamless that tool is, we can see already on an eBay sandbox account we've created 3 listings: small, 1 in large and 1 in medium, and the quantities have pushed up as well, so integrating the product and the stock and quantity. On that note, I'm going to hand back to Will. As I said before, if there are any questions, please do let us know. Thank you very much.
Hey guys, sorry, I think we had a few audio problems throughout that as well, so we rectified that, but hopefully Ty did an excellent job there of showing you the application. You've got a good insight into what we do for our customers. So I'm going to speed through these slides. Probably going to be about 5 minutes, and then we're going to open it up for sort of 5 minutes of Q&A. I know there's a few questions on there already, so anything you've got, fire it away. So just to talk about the partner program tiers, we've got 3 distinct tiers in the program. Everyone comes in as a referral partner, so that ranges from 10 to 20%, and it's a one-off commission basis based on the first year's subscription. Quite quickly, we identify the guys that are adding value-added services around that. So service partners will get a 20% one-off commission, but to get to that point, you need to have brought us 3 live customers as a minimum. And then the premier partners is our accelerate partners. So these are the guys that are traditional value-added resellers that are reselling, supporting, implementing, and also we would subcontract some work out to those guys as well. And they're getting a recurring revenue stream, so not just a one-off payment, of anything from 25 to 35%, depending on how many businesses that they've brought to us. Again, to be a part of this program, you would need to bring us 5 live minimum customers. So get on board. So Ty's given you an excellent, hopefully I've given you a good understanding of where we are, what we do, who our ideal customer base are, and the reasons why to partner with us. Ty then steps through an excellent display of Brightpearl, what it does, and some of our shiny new features in the eBay listings management. So next steps, we'll send you a follow-up pack, which will be a link with some collateral that you can use to get your brand awareness right on your website and to really promote Brightpearl. Also, when I take you through the lead login process, you'll see that there's an affiliate link, so you get your own individual link and URL that's unique to you as a partner, which you can embed in an image, and as soon as someone clicks that, it will automatically refer that lead or opportunity back to you. So you're going to get full sales support. Ty's taking you through the application. That's what he does on a daily basis. He's here to help our partner network with any opportunity management. So any opportunity you've got, he is a virtual sales guy for you, so please get Ty engaged on any opportunities that you would like us to work on. In terms of product training, we are devising a full training and accreditation program as we speak. So that should be delivered in the next month and a half. And once that's delivered, there'll be online training through a product called Udemy that you'll be able to access and understand and be able to articulate our value proposition very easily to the market. And we're going to be offering, I think Ty mentioned it and I mentioned it, regular webinars. So we want to put a series of webinars together that are going to be there to educate and give you the tools that you need to speak openly and honestly to your customer base and with authority. And we're also going to be backing that with regular monthly newsletters to give you information on things that we're doing here. So I talked about the 3 ways to log the leads, but I just want to just step through that very quickly. So the unique URL we touched on. Register. I want to register as a partner. As soon as you register, you get a unique identifier. The brand guidelines will be sent to you automatically. The second way, so as soon as someone clicks that link, automatically so to you as a partner. Second way is through a smart form, 1 minute. Put some basic details with that URL in, so you do need to register, and that will also get generated against you. And the third way is just to email or to phone us up and just say, look, I've got an opportunity, and let us know in the partner team. But we do need to know about that. If you don't tell us, the customer calls in, unfortunately, we're in a difficult position and we're not going to be able to pay you. So it's imperative that you do that. So that was the presentation. I'd like to open up the floor for questions. As I said, we've got about 5 minutes just to do a quick Q&A to answer any questions that you've got. So, yeah, fire away and we'll answer any questions that you've got. Okay, looks like there's no questions that are coming through at this stage. Oh, wait a minute, I may be wrong. Okay, I think there's. Okay, there's some questions coming in. Thanks, George. So it looks like you've got a process that is currently using cash flow. Just make that bigger. So it looks like you want. Sorry, I can't quite see the full question, George, but it looks like you want us to let you know how cash flow falls short on functionality. So cash flow is a great product, as well as other products like Zero as well. I suppose the difference is between a product that's a standalone product like that, so it could be Sage, it could be QuickBooks, it could be cash flow, it could be Zero, is that our double accounting entry system is fully integrated into Brightpearl, so you don't have to worry about integrating it into different systems. You can automatically see a P&L. So where customers will invariably come to us is they don't typically come to us about accounting, but they see that as a real value add because everything they want, instantaneous P&L, general ledger, and margin reports are there, as Ty alluded to before. Just checking, is there any more questions? So it doesn't appear there's any more questions, so I'll wrap up there. Oh, wait a minute, sorry, there is one. Is Brightpearl better than Channel Advisor? So another great question. So we're quite different in terms of, that's an stock aggregation tool, and what we do again we feel is a bit more fuller. So if you're looking at a tool like Channel Advisor or eSeller Pro, they're great for the stock management side and doing your channel management, but what they don't do is, again, they don't give you the accounts, they don't give you the CRM, and they won't sometimes give you that valuable insight and that reporting analysis that Brightpearl does. So end to end, Brightpearl will cover everything that you need.
Hi. With relation to showing this presentation to a customer, my role in the partner team over here, it's Ty speaking by the way, is to work with any customers of partners who are interested in assessing Brightpearl and actually tailoring a demonstration which is going to be much more specific to their needs as a business. So the way that process usually works, once a lead is registered, we'll always contact you as the partner beforehand and have a conversation about where this customer is at the moment, what they're looking to achieve, and how we can really tailor a demonstration which is going to hone in on what we call their top 3 to 5 challenges or concerns as a business. So if they're interested in actually seeing a presentation of Brightpearl, please do log the lead, get in touch with us, and I'm more than happy to spend some time on the phone with you to understand exactly how best to approach that customer and show them Brightpearl in all its glory. So thank you very much for your time today, everyone. If there's any further questions, you can email partners@brightpearl.com. Both Will and myself will monitor that. And I look forward to hearing from everyone in the near future. Goodbye.